Alright guys, welcome to a video in the S.G.L.O series, Sort My Gaming Life Out. The M is silent because I fucking say so, alright? This is a series all about me getting back on track and finishing games that I had previously started and then forgotten about after having been distracted. We all do this. So the next game in that series that I was supposed to be talking about now was Rayman Origins. I set myself up to go back and complete that, but I got distracted from that mission. So I went back and actually finished two of the games that I previously started that were on this list. So they've kind of interjected and got in there before Rayman Origins. So two really good games that I want to just chat about for a little bit and recommend basically that I've recently finished. And the first one being Condemned. It is playing on the telly in the background there. And I just love seeing Sega on a box. It still fills me with joy. I know they're just a publisher for this and it was made by Monolith, but I love to see Sega on a box. Condemned, very early Xbox 360 release. Might have even been a launch title. It was 2005 anyway, so very early. Looks great considering it was such an early game. Yeah, it really does look brilliant. It creates a very convincing spooky atmosphere, and that's actually probably the reason that I didn't go through and finish the game the first couple of times that I started it back in the days, because it is quite tense, and when you start playing it, it is quite scary, it's quite tense. It's a first person spooky kind of action adventure game. Its combat is largely based on melee, on hand-to-hand combat. So it's, you know, punching and kicking, it's finding weapons off the floor, ripping pipes off of walls, axes, sledgehammers, bits of wood, all this kind of stuff, and lots of different, it's all about the hand-to-hand combat basically. There is guns in the game, but actually quite often you'll find yourself preferring to use a melee weapon over a gun. Yeah, and these melee weapons are, you know, variable, and you can choose them according to your style of play. So you can either have long ones that are hard hitting, but slow, or you can have shorter ones that are faster and you know, get in there quickly but not as strong, that kind of thing. So there's variety. There's also a good blocking and parrying system in there as well. So there's some depth to the hand-to-hand combat. And so the action of it is really satisfying to play, and like I said, creates a really convincing spooky atmosphere, tells a fairly decent story, which I won't spoil for you if you've not played it already. Yeah, it's followable, you know. Basically Copper gets framed for a murder, and then he goes on the hunt for the real murderer to clear his name, and other things occur. So yeah, it's a well constructed game, really enjoyed it. It has a really kind of solid feel to it. There's a weight to the game world, and this comes in the movement of the enemies. They'll come kind of lolloping around corners and kind of skidding around, and the enemies can rip pipes off of walls and interact with the scenery as well. So there's a weight to the environment that you're in, and yeah, that great atmosphere and the sound as well. Play this game with good speakers. Preferably surround sound, which I'd like to do. I haven't yet done that. I don't know if it supports 5.1. Does it? Let's have a look. I don't know if it does. Dolby Digital, but yeah. Have some good speakers when you play this game, because the sound effects are really eerie as well. You hear the demented screams of the enemies around the corner somewhere in some dark room and you can't see them yet. That kind of thing. It's definitely a game that I'm going to go back to and play again on the hard setting to just see what the extra challenge is like as well. So yeah, it's not just the combat as well, it's also got certain aspects of investigative aspects to the game. You get various kind of tools to analyse crime scenes and look for clues and process them and that kind of thing. So that the game's broken up nicely like that as well. And yeah, it all moves along at a nice pace. And Condemned, yeah, I recommend it very much so. Go and get this game, it is cheap as chips right now. So that's that. So the second game that has jumped in there and distracted me from Rayman Origins, which is supposed to be the next game that I completed. But who cares? As long as I'm having fun, which I am. This one is very fun. Far Cry 3. I'm sure most people have played this already. Such a beautiful game. The graphics are gorgeous. The open world that you're in is really fun to explore. Just to look, it's really pretty. What can you say about it? It's got nice graphics. It plays really well. Physics are great. Controls are great. Lots of variety. Lots of power-ups. Customizable skills. Oh, you know the rest. I'm sure everybody knows everything about Far Cry 3. Yeah, finally got around to finishing it. Brilliant storyline, very enjoyable game. And to the fact that I actually did do a lot of the kind of side questy stuff as well. It's fun just going up the towers, because they get progressively harder to kind of scale up, and so they're fun. Nice bit of kind of first person platforming, and the hunting, the collecting stuff. Oh, and the bases, the camps as well. Well, that's one of my favourite things to do in Far Cry 3 was to try and stealthily take over a camp, and you get extra kind of experience or whatever points for doing it taking over a camp without getting discovered. So yeah, lots of variety to what you do. Brilliant game, can't say enough about it. So Far Cry 3, go out and play that one as well. That is also cheap as chips now. Yeah, so that's it. The 2 more games finished this year. I'm doing alright from this list. It was a slow start, but I'm picking up some speed now. And yeah, next one, maybe Rayman Origins. I've no idea. Let's see, shall we? Anyway, see you in the next vid. Goodbye.